So you had to sneak into alleyways and old train stations and work with a dealer that... Hey guys, this is Katie with Vintage and Vinyl, back with another great video for you today. And in this video, I'm excited to be sharing my X-Ray record. Now, most of you guys are probably wondering, what the heck is an X-Ray record and why was anyone actually putting music onto old X-Ray sheets? Well, all of this and more coming right up. Okay, so X-Ray records are kind of strange, and I bet most of us are wondering why these things were even invented. Well, to understand X-Ray records, we have to go all the way back to the Cold War era of the 1950s when Stalin ruled Russia. See, Stalin banned Western music because he was afraid that it was a cultural threat. And this was at the time period when rock and roll was really exploding in the United States. You had so many great groups like Bill Haley and the Comets, and even Elvis Presley and Buddy Holly, and people wanted to know what all the hype was about. So what do you do when something is banned? Well, you have to get creative and find a way to work around that ban and sneak it in, and that is how X-Ray records were born. Now, it's interesting that most of these X-Ray records were made in Leningrad, now known as St. Petersburg, and that is because the hospitals had a rule that they had to throw away all their old X-ray sheets, because X-ray sheets are actually pretty flammable and they would cause a massive fire, and they didn't want all of that sitting around, so they threw them out by the thousands, and that really became a great supply for people to bootleg music and make X-ray records. X-ray records were pretty hard to get. You couldn't just go into your local corner store because, of course, they were banned. So you had to sneak into alleyways and old train stations and work with a dealer that specialized in these X-ray records to actually get them. Most of them were called ribs records, and that's because most of the X-rays that were being thrown away were of people's ribs. So you often hear them called ribs records. Now, X-ray records were great little pieces of music records because they could be snuck in easily. They would fly under the radar and nobody would be the wiser because they were flexible. You could stick them up a shirt sleeve and in a jacket pocket, and that is what people did. They'd go into these alleyways and these train stations and they'd find their dealer, and then they would get the records from them that way. They even had code words as to figure out what kind of music that person had, whether they had the record that they were looking for. Now, what was on these X-ray records? Well, there were a whole bunch of different artists on these X-ray records. Lots of rock and roll, there was jazz, you had Ella Fitzgerald, you had the Beach Boys, you had Elvis Presley, Buddy Holly, even the Beatles. Yes, the Beatles were on X-ray records. All kinds of different groups that you can find, and some of them are actually in Russian. Now, these do spin round at 78 RPM, so they're not the easiest things to play because modern turntables don't seem to include the option to play 78. So you do need to go somewhere that has a 78 turntable if you want to listen to these, but they're pretty cool and they're not as easy to find online. So if you do see one out in the wild, definitely pick them up. I've seen them ranging anywhere on eBay from $25 to $200, and of course if you get the Beatles or Elvis Presley, they can command a pretty high price tag, so you don't want to pass up these little guys. Now, I was lucky to find mine on eBay for about $25, which was a steal of a deal, and I'm excited to listen to it. I hope to go to my local record store and use their listening station to actually play this because I don't have a 78 player. Okay guys, so let's look at the record. What is on this record? Well, I actually don't know because it's not labeled, and again, I can't play 78s. But I do know that this is an X-ray of somebody's pelvic bone, and it's got some sort of writing on the record there, and I can't make out what that is. Now, I have reached out to Greg at Blue Feather Mercantile and Patrick, Trusty Huckster Mercantile, our resident Russian experts in the community, and when I hear from them, If I do, before this video goes up, I will post what that says on there. It's written in pencil, so it may not be coming across on screen. I'm assuming that it's somebody's name that actually owned this X-ray record. And what amazes me about this record here is that it actually looks pretty uniform. I must have assumed that they had some sort of a way to cut these out pretty perfectly. Now, some of them are not round like this. There are some that are quite jagged edged because, again, these were being made out of tossed out X-rays, so most of them aren't perfect like this. I just think these are so cool. Again, they're not easy to find, so if you do find these, they are definitely worth the pickup. They're a pretty cool piece of record history. Alright guys, so that is all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed learning a little bit about X-ray records. And in the meantime, I'll be seeing you on Instagram, so make sure you go follow me at vintage_and_vinyl. And as always, I hope you will stay in, stay safe, and binge YouTube. Bye-bye now.